Hi. Let's get back inside. Come on.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Well, in the merry month of May, from me home I started, left the girls of doom were nearly broken hearted. Salute to father dear, kissed me darling mother, drank a pint of beer, my grief and tears to smother. Then off to reap the corn, leave where I was born, cut a stout black dawn to banish, roasting gobblings, brand new pair of roads, rattling over the cross, frightened out the doors on the rocky road to Dublin. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Out the hair and turning down the rocky road, and all the way to Dublin.
Hey, shout out to Sinners, man. Everybody, welcome to the show. This is your host here, Lord of Lips. We got the Hummer review in the building. Thanks everybody for tuning in last episode and showing support on the channels, TikTok, YouTube, across different platforms. You guys know the routine here. Like and subscribe to the page, share it as well. Tell a friend to tell a friend. I appreciate all the support. So I introed there with Sinners because I'm really, really curious because there's this, and I don't know if we've talked about it before. Let me change the screen. But there's this like weird thing going on, I think, with Sinners as far as there we go. Like the mainstream kind of reception of it. Have you been seeing anything like that?
It's only weird because of how much push it got from the start of it.
Right.
Because we've seen, I mean, I think that this movie was the most word of mouth movie we've seen all year.
Okay, like you're saying, there's no number to back that up. You're saying that's your perception, like you. Feel
I'm just saying that we felt this movie like big time when this movie came out. Then first,
it had a little run. It had its air where
but I would say close to a month, which is long as hell for a movie, especially in 2025. So, and not to mention it had a good promotion beforehand. Remember, we wanted to see this like the opening night for a while, and I didn't get to because my son was born. I was in the hospital, but I went and see it the next weekend. And did you see it the opening night?
Yeah, sure did.
Okay, yeah, I know you seen it.
Not the opening night, opening weekend.
Right. Okay. Yeah. So I mean, this was an anticipated movie that lived up to the hype, which is that's rare in itself. Yeah. And then after that, it had the good reviews, but it also had the word of mouth to match that. Of like, there wasn't nobody saying shit bad about this movie for at all.
Yeah, that's true.
And I don't really still see anything bad, but I do agree that like since that first month, we haven't heard nothing about it.
Yeah, yep. I mean, now we've seen my guy Ryan Coogler just recently go on some more podcast. I've seen him recently in the news cycle talking about the movie and kind of the reception on the movie and a potential part 2 and all this different stuff. But there was something that happened. You remember we talked about on here, and I don't know if anybody remembers this, but me and you talked on here months ago, like after Sinners came out in the in-between part, that that whole thing with, was it Warner Brothers or somebody trying to get it? Remember, he was not wanting to do a part 2, and
Warner Brothers was about to buy it out, and not him.
Yeah, part 2. You remember that? And we talked about it. So I think I just feel like there's some tug of war something going on with this movie because like we get the Emmys and the what am I thinking of?
Oscars.
The Oscars, yeah, I'm sorry. And they're not making any of these nominations. Like they're not even in it seems like a blatant thing. You know what I mean? Like blacklisted or almost.
Yeah, it is because Right. For as far as Oscar, they didn't, I don't think they got any noms. But on the contrary, like Rotten Tomatoes and stuff like that, they'll have users
Right.
do their awards, you know.
Right.
And so far, which is my top two movies of the year, it's been neck and neck, like by far with Sinners and with One Battle After Another.
Okay. Okay.
So from the public and from the people, it is getting that love.
Right.
It's just from the award stance, it's not. So
Right. Right. So that's a weird case that we're seeing.
mhm.
I can't even think of the last movie I've seen that with. But it's just really interesting. And I knew we had talked about it on here before, but it's just really interesting to see that and those angles. And also, you made a good point with the kind of like Sinners is coming off like the people's movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I mean, kind of then you go into the actual movie. The movie is really brilliant. Like I said, I watched it again last night. Not even in preparation of this. I don't know, something was calling me to watch it. Well, actually, it was a few of the songs from the soundtrack stuck in my head. Will You Go Lassie and obviously the Rocky Road to Dublin. And I'm like, man, that is just a really good soundtrack, man. I mean, those songs are really, really good for that movie, and so I ended up watching it, and I mean, it still maintains its replayability to me too, because it's casual enough for you to just be able to watch in passing, but then it also has those elements of it where if you're really paying attention, it's like, damn, that's some really good writing and shit.
Yeah, I agree. I haven't rewatched it, but I know it's a great movie off the simple fact that I still remember, like, I've seen this one time in theaters in April, and we're here, at the end of the year, and I still remember the whole entire movie. Like, I
Yeah,
remember the
yeah,
important scenes.
that's a good
I
point.
remember I remember like, there's nothing I really forget about this movie. You can bring up any scene, I'll say, yep, I remember. And
Yeah, that's a
that,
good point.
at least for me, I'll speak for myself, that don't happen unless it's one of those type of movies. So,
Right. Yeah, that's
uh,
a good point. That's definitely a good point. And is there any finish your thought? Did you have a finishing thought on what you were about to say?
yeah, I think that, I mean, to go back to the original question of why do we think that this has happened, I mean, the easy answer could be it's a black film. I mean, that could be a surface level film. But I mean, as you just alluded to, we don't know the paperwork on how this goes. We know this is Ryan Coogler's movie, and we know
Yeah,
that this is an original movie by Ryan Coogler. But when it comes to those big things, like, we don't know if Ryan Coogler signed to Warner Brothers with this movie. Like, we don't know who really owns this movie.
right,
Right. So, I mean, it could be in the sense of fact, I mean, or in that matter of Warner Brothers might be like, dog, we want this sequel. This movie made us hella bread. And
oh
Ryan
yeah,
Coogler's like, no. And maybe there is a power struggle of maybe
oh
Ryan
yeah,
Coogler owns 51% of the movie and he has the final
right,
say.
exactly.
And they're like, okay, bet, watch
And
this.
playing
We're
their
not going
game, playing their
right.
ego games. Well, we're not
Mhm.
going to award you with anything. We're going to silence this movie.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, hey,
And what happens is in 20 years, we'll remember it, but ultimately, that's what these awards are really for, and that's why it's kind of fucked up of how so many people are blackballed. Unless it's like a Good Kid, Mad City, Macklemore situation where it
right,
was so crazy,
wow,
it's ingrained in culture
right,
that was crazy, right? Or a Taylor Swift, Kanye,
right,
Beyonce, like so
right,
ingrained. But in most regards, for myself, when I do my reviews, especially older movies, I go see who won the award.
right.
And
Yeah,
in 90
yeah,
movies where we weren't there, we didn't experience it,
yeah,
we go to see, and 20 years later, we don't remember on why and what. We remember this one.
yep,
So, yeah, I mean, it's a genius thing that they do, because these awards, as much as we've been saying for what, 10 years now, that these awards don't matter and we don't care. It's
right,
like, well, we're still watching them, and yeah, they do, and
yeah.
we can try to act like they don't all they want, but
That's a great point. That's
they
a
just do.
Yeah, that's a great. They're little tally marks in history
Mhm.
for you to be able to go back and look on a reference.
Yeah, and
Like,
a good example is of what we be joking around about now is, I be saying Kendrick buys streams.
yeah,
That's because, I mean, and it, you don't, but that's because Kendrick knows the game, and Kendrick is like, I know what's about to happen, so I'll etch myself in history,
yep.
so you can't remove me from it. So that's
That's exactly what that is.
Exactly. Yeah, he knows what he's doing. He knows that he don't care about the whole part. He knows that in 20 years, that's what's going to matter.
Yep.
So he's just ahead of the game in that regard. But
Yeah, that's exactly. And by the way, guys out there watching, that's how most all great minds think in their profession. Like truly, like you said, 20 years, he's just ahead of the game.
they think about legacy.
They think about legacy. They think about how shit's gonna be perceived down the line. Well, there's one guy in the NBA right now that's totally ruining this shit. I wish I had my clown music queued up, but I don't. But
Who don't think about legacy?
yeah, that guy got so caught up in his own legacy, he forgot to really play the long game and look at it from a good perspective. He started being a little bit too concerned with him in the story and forgot. So that's for another time. But as far as sinners go, and your point and your analogy, I think it's right on the freaking money. It's really, really right on the money where we got to remember that these people, when we always say they, you know what I'm saying? When we're referencing things, and the they that we say represents whoever the power struggle is.
Right, the powers that be.
Whoever, yeah, the powers that be, right? And when we say that, it's like, they have the ability to write you into history, and they have the ability to write you out of history.
Yep.
We see instances like that all across time where it's like, damn, why is this person wrote about like that? Like, and who decided that that's his final narrative? Who did that? Somebody had to do that. And so the power of awarding, although like and I think me and you are on the same page, like we don't care really about the Grammys. We don't care about these awards during the time because we know you are trying to make us care. That's where that comes from, right?
For sure.
But like you said, ultimately they got us because it's like, well, we write the story, we write the history, and if we do award this, whatever it may be in whatever fraction, it is written, and that's set in stone for history. It's a mark card.
It's the exact same how it's we can both play two sides of one coin, but it's like I said, it's the regard of like Kendrick and Youngboy, to where it's like we don't care, you like we shouldn't care, right? But then what you always say is like, well, play the game.
Yeah.
Because like ultimately in 20 years you're going to care that you didn't get your just due. So I definitely understand what you're saying, but it's also like you just said, during the time we're like, no, we don't care about this. We don't care about the buying streams until it's 15 years later. You're trying to make your argument. It's like, boy, please, he ain't never had a top 10 single.
Yeah, we don't remember that.
We don't remember it. So that's both sides
make sense.
Both sides are legit, and I agree with both sides. It's just in the time, like you said, it's like no. Like I'm not selling. I'm not doing that.
Yeah,
I'm not playing. I'm not playing your little game until it's 20 years later and you wish you played their little game. Exactly. That's just the fucked up part about the game.
Exactly. I mean, oh man, this could go a lot of ways. I mean, I could just think of Mad. Another example, and we'll move off of this is like the Kanye and Hove approach. We've talked about this before. Kanye. I mean, Hove early on told us that he knew how to move in a room full of vultures. Right. That was going to be his strategy. He has always said that.
And he did that.
And he's done that. I ain't gonna say he sold us out every step of the way. Some people accuse him of that. But the point is he always makes sure he's in the room. He's quoted as saying he rather had there been, and you can make this argument that there was no black billionaires in those rooms. So me becoming a black billionaire and assimilating to be them makes it better because at least there's one instead of none.
Me selling myself out in the short term will help us ultimately, is what he believes.
Boom.
Right.
And I mean, like I said, it depends on how you look at it. And then you got the Kanye or the Tupac. Those are the people that they have, boom.
Just loud in your face. Just don't stop talking ever.
Boom. So they just want to, they got to get that shit off their chest. It's so urgent to them. Like they can't help themselves.
They can't help themselves.
They have to get it off their chest. And they can't even live with the weight of whatever it is. So they just got to get it off their chest. And I mean, we see how those turned out. Pac didn't live past 25. And Kanye, y'all, they're writing his story to be Bill Cosby. I mean, like to be like
his story's done.
I mean, he went insane. Like when we look back in history, they're gonna write this story like this man went insane.
Yeah, that's exactly what's going on.
That's what they're doing now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to be like, nah, y'all. Like it's really Kanye's his legacy is tarnishing, and it's really kind of sad to see,
It's
man.
fucked up.
I wasn't a Kanye fan really growing up, and it became in my later years to where I really fucked with his music. But Kanye's always annoyed me,
Yeah,
and it is
with his
weird
antics.
because, like you said,
He means with his antics, guys.
yeah, with his antics, yeah. But it's really crazy because like I love Tupac and
Antics.
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 I just think that they came about it a little bit different.
Those two.
Yeah, those
separately?
two. They both, they both relied on antics and couldn't shut their damn mouth.
Yeah.
And they both spoke truth. That's the thing.
Yeah,
Like they both spoke. It's not like Kanye be lying to y'all.
Yeah.
He be telling y'all the dead truth.
Yep.
It's just, and they were both were perceived wrong, all that. And maybe it's a biasness of why I like Tupac because that's my guy. But Kanye's story is being written crazy.
Yeah.
Like he wasn't he wasn't the biggest superstar for years. So
Talk about it.
yeah,
Talk
I mean,
about it.
yeah, I think that I think Yeezy would get overshadowed. I think because his Yeezy brand has fell in the dumps. I mean, talking about this past year, 2 years, I mean, it's obsolete. No one wears Yeezys no more. They all went on sale crazy. You can get them anywhere. It went to the point from 2016, 2015 to 2020. That 5-year span, Kanye was the biggest artist, and I mean, just all around like persona in the world. So
I'm trying to tell people. I don't talk about it. Go ahead, man.
because half was he was still dropping music, half was with antics, half was with the shit he was saying about the black community, half was his he had the biggest most
He had the life that Drake really wishes he had.
Yeah, he had the culture. I mean, he had that fashion brand was the biggest thing in the culture by far.
What was the other biggest thing that he was dealing with? I mean, his wife was Kim Kardashian.
Kim Kardashian
his whole
was his
story
wife.
Was fucking made out of a Disney show.
Yeah,
You know
he has
what
his.
I'm saying?
Yeah, yep.
He has famous kids, a famous family that he married into. That whole story, like, and I'm so glad you said it because this whole idea to me, I'm like, man, because one of the things that me and you are blessed with is that we look at shit from. We can be in the moment. We understand the zeitgeist of the moment. We can describe that. We're going to be able to describe that 20 years. Like, no, this is how it felt during the time. But me and you also can live in the moment, but think about time, how this is going to.
Right. And whether we're right or wrong, our brains are always going to like, yeah, but this is like, we're already saying, well, this is how it's going to be painted. And we might be right. We might be wrong, but we're thinking about the fact that people who don't think about the future drive me crazy.
Exactly. So my point in saying that is that, it's crazy to see when people say, like, Drake had the industry on hold for 20 years or 15 years. I'm like, it's partially true. I understand. When they said, I just rolled my eyes. But I'm thinking like, everything you just said about to me, people, when we was in high school, Drake was still not fully arrived yet. You know what I mean? He was, but he wasn't the Drake of 2016 post.
No.
That when I was in high school,
he wasn't in high school when Take Care dropped and when Nothing Was the Same dropped. He wasn't like he wasn't a superstar yet.
Yeah.
No, he was definitely a rap star and shit.
My point is, people got the Kanye and Hove era fucked up, and people got Kanye fucked up.
Yeah,
Kanye was in charge during that period
for sure.
He was the conductor of all of hip hop. He was the Don Dada.
Yeah,
and he had went to different heights with the money.
And you're even like Tidal and shit. You can't forget that whole wave of what he did. Yeah.
So my whole point in saying all of that, and we're way out here, is that Kanye, the way they're writing Kanye's history is really crazy to see because we didn't live pop. I've lived this. So it's kind of what me and you witnessed with Kobe. It's the same shit. It's like, dog, y'all are not going to tell us what we didn't see.
Right. Right.
Like we didn't all it. Now it's like what do they call that shit? Butterfly effect, but it's called the Mandela effect.
Oh, Mandela effect, yeah. Like they try to convince us something, yeah.
It's like, dude, we're not tripping. We was alive, and we remember the time where, from that period, Kobe Bryant was the best player in the league. Like,
yeah, it was for the not to get on this point, but how you just mentioned Drake, because it also drives me crazy when people say, well, Drake from 15 years. It's like what they do with LeBron. It's exactly what they do from like 2003. It's like, no, LeBron was the best from 2011.
Boom.
Like, he was
Boom.
good. He was
Don't
a
skip on
star.
the 6 years on the thing just because it sounds good.
Yeah, Drake was good. He was the star from, I would say,
15.
2015 to 20. I mean, to 20. I mean, he's still that star
Yeah,
right
he's
now.
still the star. Yeah.
But yeah, for 2000 and like Young Money and stuff, like he was a rap star. Everybody knew who Drake was and could rap. But like on grand scheme of things, he
No,
wasn't
he's not the
like
celebrity of Kanye West. Not even close.
no, not even close. Yeah, not even close. And on 2015, it was still Kanye by a mile.
By a mile. He was doing all the antics, the Nike beef.
Yeah, it was Kanye by a mile.
Like, yeah, so yeah, our whole point is that Sinners seems to be gearing up to be one of those things where it's going to be like we're going to have to, like you said at the top,
We'll have to remember it.
we'll have to remember and tell our kids like, nah, it was like this is really what it was. You know,
this is going to go down as a cult classic.
Yep.
Because
I disagree. I think it's a classic already.
But I mean, in the same regard, how many classics? I'm not saying there aren't none, but most classics, have hardware to back it up.
Yes.
Even within nominations, like you don't got to win, but the fact that it was revered like that, and obviously there's Fridays where they didn't get a goddamn thing,
Right.
Or there's a million things like
they get awarded by the Black Sinners. Got like they broke the BC like the Black Institution Awards.
Definitely.
Like won 26 awards or some shit. So
yeah.
Yeah, you're right. When you talk about mainstream awards, yeah, usually, but it depends because everybody can't take home the main award. You know what I'm saying?
Right. That's why I'm saying, yeah, but you only 5 get nominated.
What was the classic year in film? 94?
93.
93 was that Forrest Gump,
Shawshank Redemption. It had it's crazy.
That's one of them years where it's like, you know, you may look back in the history books and see who won the awards, but it's like there was 4 or 5 other major classics.
But I will say in the same way how the Grammys is kind of set up, those other movies won Oscars. They just didn't win movie of the year.
Right. They didn't win the big.
They didn't win the big Don Dada, but they did get awarded. But I don't think Sinners, I'm pretty sure they didn't get nominated for one award.
Yeah.
That's just absolutely that's crazy.
That's a clear.
That's just crazy. Like no one else believes that. So yeah, I mean, it could be a classic. I'm not ruling that out by no matters. I'm just saying, I think that in 10, 15 years, it will be looked at as, like you just said, kind of, well, we was there, it was like this, but I don't think this is going to be a movie that's going to be played on the TVs or it's going to be...
Okay, let's preface this. Do you say that period, or you say that if it doesn't get a part 2? If this gets a part 2, yeah, it will be.
If it gets a part 2, it does because it extends its life.
And that means that the working between those two, Warner Brothers will make this right. I
agree. If it's a part 2, it extends its life crazy. Whether it's good or bad, it becomes a classic. Because if it's bad, they're saying what the fuck, and if it's good, it's like back to back. So yeah, I agree with that. I'm just saying in the event that it doesn't. Okay. I can see this movie not being forgotten about, but in the regard on how, like, this movie doesn't, for a reference of another Black film that took the world by storm, Get Out.
Yep.
Get Out was one of those movies we walked out the theater like, yo, and I'm not going to say that when I walked out the movie of theaters, I was telling you, I got that feeling.
Me too.
But now that we let it live a little bit, like Get Out, how it's even talked about now.
Yeah. It's
like,
really good. Yeah.
Just for instance, like, I watch Mojos. I watch lists all the time from different people. That's, I'm a list guy, and I like seeing other people's lists. Yeah. Get Out on all, dog, you don't like, Get Out crossed.
Yep.
To where white people love Get Out.
Yep.
I don't know if this is going to cross like that.
Okay.
I don't know if this is going to be a movie in 10 years, because Get Out came out 10 years ago already.
Yep.
It's a 10-year film, decade already out, and it's like,
and we can certify that
as an all-time classic.
Yep.
And Sinners in 10 years, do you think that it's going to be on people's lists?
Only if vampires start flying. I mean, only if vampires come out.
Yeah, that's what I'm kind of saying.
But there was this weird thing that was going on. I think here's my take: is that I felt like, and I said this to you, there was a whole little period where vampires was like back into the lore. Am I tripping?
That right then, yeah. And I
Yeah.
love vampires. That's
Because
my
what was
shit. I
it?
love.
Nosferatu.
Nosferatu came out in December, and then this came out, and there was
And
something
there was
else.
something. There was something else.
There was something else I can't remember too.
There
Yeah.
was definitely something else. And you know, sometimes that those little pops in time, you know, where it's like, okay, we had a little vampire fad. If you can drop a vampire movie, that's why I think this did what it did. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I was waiting to see. I waited until October to see people's Halloween costumes.
And there was people dressed up.
There were people dressed up like this.
Mhm.
So I feel like it is. You know what I'm saying? I feel like its initial pop during that opening week was so big, so monstrous, so impactful that it crossed over enough for everybody kind of seen. Not everybody seen, but a lot of people seen this movie, right?
Yeah,
It's a big
and
film.
yeah, to support your argument, and how many more movies are we going to get realistically in the theater that's going to do that?
Boom.
Could be an end of an era. It could be one of the last. Like I don't think it's going to be the last, but it could be one of the.
Yep. And
of
then
that.
the music with just the
Yeah.
compliment it. Yeah. So I want to get off of this, but I do got one question for you, kind of in the movie space still. Kind of like what we're talking about with Sinners. What do you is Eyes Wide Shut becoming a cult? I mean, it's already a cult classic. Is it becoming a classic?
Eyes Wide Shut by Stanley Kubrick.
Yes.
Has it become like an all-time classic?
Maybe it's my algorithm. Dog, people reference it all the time now. All the
Yeah,
time.
but just because you reference something doesn't mean it's a classic. It could be, there's a lot of
Explain
work.
that.
There's a lot of work as far as like music samples, and there's a lot of things that get referenced all the time that we don't know the original. It's definitely. I mean, it's a cult classic for 1000%. I think every one of his movies are cult classics.
Yep.
Is it a classic? I don't want to put my opinion in it because I really like that movie and what it stands for and what it did. I think it could be a classic simply just of how the conspiracy of his death.
Yep.
And it's his last movie. And it aged great. That's the part. That's a half the battle with a classic. Is that we go through. Matter of fact, me and Tyler watched this Christmas Nationals Lampoon, which I've heard of forever, and it's a classic. And I watched it, and I'm like, this is horrible. I didn't like it at all.
That's what you was about to say. I thought you.
Yeah, I didn't like it at all. I didn't just. I think as I get older, I think if Home Alone came out today, I wouldn't like Home Alone. I don't think them little hanging on the ceiling and hit the board and hit them don't make me laugh. Them don't. They're annoying. So that's all that movie is.
Those are movies that are just injected with nostalgia in them. For you.
Yeah, boom. That's what exactly. But back to my point of there's a million music samples that we've heard that we thought we didn't know the original, right? Where we was like, damn, you knew that was sampled by a different song. We're like, damn, and then you found out that song, you like that song. So everything that's been touched and been honored doesn't mean it's a classic. There's bad movies that people pull from all the time that's not classics. That was their favorites growing up. So I would lean towards that Eyes Wide Shut is a classic movie. Yeah, I think that anybody who loves films, I'm not gonna say I don't study films, but is a just person who really enjoys movies. I think that anybody who does that knows Eyes Wide Shut. I don't think there's a person out there that knows anything about movies and never heard of or seen Eyes Wide Shut. So that's if that don't classify as a classic, then I don't know what does.
Right. I agree. And I just think, when a movie imitates life or life imitates a movie in that sense, and then that whatever that thing is that it imitated becomes a zeitgeist, it just catapults you into that territory. When it's attached to this Jeffrey Epstein thing, and this Jeffrey Epstein thing is going to be etched in our memories like the JFK thing was.
Yeah, definitely.
And Eyes Wide Shut is heavily alluded to. And I don't mean it's like in the comments, like the news people on Fox refer to it like a Eyes Wide Shut, like they trope.
Right.
Everybody knows what Eyes Wide Shut indicates and what it means.
Right.
regular people say it on the news. You know what I'm saying? It's referenced a lot, especially with this Epstein thing. So, yeah, I definitely think it is. But I was just really, really curious on your take on that. I got another clip for us.
I need to learn how to river dance for my wedding.
Hey, that'd be clean. I ain't gonna lie.
That'd be swag if I learned how to do that.
That'd be kind of crazy. That would be clean. That would be really fucking clean. I think that I'm looking for this clip, but I had a quick thought. I wish there was a water scene. You know, the water scene in Sinners, like the ending where they're in the water or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
I wish there was a scene where they was dancing somehow on the like. All the terrain in that movie was really good. You had the river dancing scene, and that little empty cornfield type deal. Then you had the slave plantation. I wanted a water scene. We should have got a real good, smooth water scene with a nice
right.
But yeah, that was an amazing soundtrack on that. Let's look at this clip here. This is gonna get you going.
19 quarterbacks in 2018 averaged more than 250 passing yards per game. These are quarterbacks with 8 or more starts. Let's fast forward to right now, 2025. There are 5 quarterbacks that average more than 250 passing yards per game. Dak Prescott, Matthew Stafford, Jared Goff, Patrick Mahomes, and Drake May. In 2018, 19 quarterbacks averaged more than 250 passing yards. What are we watching? What is going on with the National Football League? Has gambling and fantasy football distracted us so much and covered up all the flaws of the National Football League that we're sitting here watching? We're watching quarterback play go directly into the toilet, and we're pretending like we don't see it at all.
What say you?
I don't think that's fair. I mean, I think he could have an argument about passing alone, but like if you put up the rushing stats on quarterback, it's going to be way higher than they were in 2009.
Good point.
So I mean, that's just a statistic he wanted to use. Quarterback play is not passing yards. It drives me crazy when people think that's the ultimate stat. The ultimate stats of quarterback is what we judge on as winning. You know, there's people who can throw for 400 yards. There's Phillip Rivers and all those people that we laughed at our entire life because they throw for 500 yards, but guess what? We knew they would not win.
Yeah.
And there'd be Tom Brady who throw for 200 yards and win, and we champion him as we should. I don't think that quarterback play is based off per passing yards. I think that quarterbacks became more dynamic. You know, there is more athletes at the quarterback position now. So I bet if you look at the rushing number, like I said, from 2009, it is up drastically.
Right.
So, and I mean, that's a part of it. Now, it's funny. I want to hear your take as you've had a certain take since I've known you.
Well, that's what I was about to say. I think it's indicating, because further in the clip, he talked about DEI in effect into the NFL in the sense of basically there's a lot of black quarterbacks in the league.
Most ever.
And that has directly correlated to the lower passing yards, but the higher rushing yards. And I mean, I can't dispute that.
Well, that part's probably true. But who's to say that means it's worse?
That's the question, I guess.
Yeah.
Well, what do you say?
I don't believe it's worse. I believe it's
Stop it.
What do you mean?
The quarterback play is much worse today. It's fucking abysmal.
It's not abysmal.
Listen, guys, I'm with Jason Whitlock on this. I'm sorry. I hate the fat clown. He talked shit about Kobe, and I still got his fat ass. However, Patty Mahomes tore his ACL?
Mm-hmm.
Lamar is doing what?
Not making the playoffs. Well, he might, but it's not right now.
Joey B looks like he wants to bottle. I mean, yep. I don't know what's going on with that over there. Trying to think of other people.
Tua looks like a dumpster.
Tua looks a mess right now. He's spinning around. Don't know where he's at. It's just a mess. What's Jordan Love doing? What's Jordan Love doing?
He just got injured yesterday. I mean, he's playing what Jordan Love always does under it. Just mid. I mean, just all right. I mean, he's not a needle mover like that. Caleb Williams is playing good. Good ball. Pain his nails, Caleb
Listen,
Williams.
let me get this take off before I forget it because it's been on my mind. I don't know what the sports thing is right now with these gay.
I don't either.
We're not dealing with SGA NBA. Okay, we don't like them. We don't like the gay James Harden, and then we're not dealing with fucking Caleb Williams.
No, I will say they don't push Caleb Williams. Thankfully, like he was a number one overall pick 2 years ago. They don't push him at all. I mean, I think that this year is not that fair. A lot of quarterbacks are playing bad this year, but quarterbacks also became injured this year. But if we went off like last year, we saw Lamar have statistically the best quarterback season we've ever seen. He threw for over 4,000 yards, like 42 touchdowns, only 6 picks, rushed for almost 1,000.
Yeah.
Like we've never seen, had the QBR was crazy. We've seen Josh Allen have a crazy year. We've seen Joe Burrow go crazy last year. We've seen Patrick Mahomes go to a Super Bowl. So I'm not like this year is much worse than even just last year. And you know, I had this conversation with you before. We were blessed in the fact that when we was 10, 11 years old, it's 2006, 2007. We are in the prime of Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady, Big Ben. Like we are literally, we didn't have to go through them rookie years and 2, 3 years where they struggled and where they weren't playing good. Peyton's rookie year was awful. Tom didn't play his rookie year. Like Drew Brees was not Drew Brees at the Chargers. So
that is all true.
I say that to say that a lot of the quarterbacks right now, we are in a weird area where it's younger quarterbacks. It's Drake May, it's Jane Daniels, it's Caleb Williams, it's Bo Nix, it's all these new cats that even like Joe Burrow, like they're kind of becoming the vets. Like Patrick Mahomes is the vet now. Joe Burrow's the vet now. Justin Herbert's like a vet now. Like they're 6, 7 years in the league already. Jalen Hurts.
We're just getting old as fuck.
We're just getting old as fuck. And we're just all of our legends. We got Aaron left. Horrible fucking Aaron. That's who we got left. So,
CP3.
Yeah, and CP3 is fuck.
Our legends are sucking right now.
Yeah, they literally are. They literally are. So, I'm just saying that I think we're in a weird era, and it's definitely different. You know, I'm not saying that it's not. It's a much different than the pocket passing style of quarterback that we grew up on. You know, back then that's why Michael Vick was so crazy because it was like he's the only one doing that. Like it was one person doing it. Now there's like 10 people doing that.
Right. And that's so impact and influence, my guys.
That's literally what that's called. But I don't think it's overall worse. This year, for 1,000%. Like last year, like I said, we saw Joe Burrow go fucking bananas. We saw Josh Allen win an MVP, went crazy. We saw Lamar the best statistical season. Like we seen good quarterback play just last year. But yeah, this year has dropped off. I will agree with that.
Okay, well, while I got you on this line and why people are watching, there's two takes that I want. Well, one take I want you to make clear, and then the other take I want you to clarify. So the first one is that go ahead and tell the people that you said early on that it was looking like, oh shit. Can you see me?
Yeah.
My screen went out. That it was looking like a Josh Allen type year.
Yeah, I said that I think I said that before the season. I'd have to go look. But yeah, that's exactly what I thought. And not for nothing, I said why. I said that I do not think I ruled Patrick Mahomes out. And I'm not going to take a whole bunch of credit for that because I ruled Patrick Mahomes out the last 2 years. Right? And one, he won a Super Bowl, and the one he went and lost. So, and I said that he will not make the Super Bowl in both those years. So I was wrong in those years. But just law of averages, I'm like, okay, I was wrong twice. Guess what? I ain't never been wrong 3 times.
Right.
So I'm like, I said, I don't know if he'll get injured. I don't know if someone else will knock him out. I don't know if it will be a bad call. I don't know, but he's not going to have to see Patrick Mahomes.
Right.
And that was my main takeaway because Josh has beat Lamar twice in the playoffs. Like that, Josh ain't worried about Lamar.
And you always bring up a brilliant point that I think you should repeat is you always use historic references as far as like, you know, Tom won 6, right? But Peyton won 2.
Right.
Drew Brees
won 1. Aaron won 1.
2. Aaron won 1. So there's always those gap years. We always think
Yeah.
like even with Jordan, we do the same thing. It's like
Yeah.
the Jordan era, and it was like, yeah, that was his era because he read off 6 and 10, but there
Yeah.
were 4 other, you know.
We saw Isaiah win in his era. We saw
Yeah,
Hakeem win in his era. We've seen
exactly,
Yeah, exactly. So
exactly.
this whole notion of Tom Brady was this GOAT our entire lives, and that no, we saw 10 years straight where Tom didn't win a Super Bowl.
Yeah, yes, we
10
did.
years.
Yes, we did.
Where the narrative in the high school was, well, can he win?
And he
Because
even
I
get
was saying
back
he's what?
or
Yeah,
no?
can he win?
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah,
So
yeah.
now that it's stamped and we see the full picture, it's like, oh, well, he was good. No, it's like, but no, he wasn't. I lived the times. So yeah, of course that's how it is. I mean, how do we? No legend just hogs all the rings. They play 15, 20 years and they win one. Of John Elway has 2 rings at the very end. Like these people, Lamar will. I'm not gonna say Lamar. I think he will buy some. Josh Allen will get a ring. He needs 2 for the NFL.
Right.
I would have said Joe Burrow would have 2 or 3 years ago. I don't know no more. But these
Yeah,
younger quarterbacks coming up, Drake May probably will eventually get a ring. Like you have to sell the sport. Like that's just how that goes in anything.
yeah.
And but Patrick Mahomes going to win every single ring? Like no, of course not.
Nope.
So yeah, I knew that these other people had to they had to win rings because you need the conversation right now. Me and Shane was just talking about it on the game. He was like, "Man, when we were growing up, we didn't do this whole top 10 list. Like we did at the table and lunch table, we didn't say who's the top 10 quarterback, who's top tens, who's top 10." And I'm like, you're right, but it's because right now in this generation, if you know anything about the sport, Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback. It's not close. It's undisputed.
I mean, I would like to have that clarity. I don't know. I don't necessarily agree. I agree with you. I don't think people try to have this debate.
Right. And okay, I mean, and then people can be delusional.
Yeah.
I'm talking about I anybody that really knows the sport knows that Patrick Mahomes, just off what we go off of his accomplishments, he's a 2-time MVP, he's a 3-time Super Bowl champion, and that's just what that is.
Right.
So, like right now, it's so undisputed that we have to go to top 5 because it's number 1. When we was growing up in that era, dog, you could make a case for Peyton over Tom. You could make a case for Drew Brees over Peyton. There was an era where you could make Aaron Rodgers 4 MVPs over time. Like there was these people always had their side, but
Right.
it wasn't about top 5 and top 10. It was about who I think's the best.
Right.
And I missed that era of us being able to pick a all-time great and stick with them.
Right.
Now we kind of just argue who's top 5.
Who's in the range?
Who's in the range? Who's in level 2 tier? Because only one's in one.
Right.
Like Joe Burrow, ringless. Like Joe Burrow gets a whole bunch of praise for beating Patrick Mahomes in a playoff. Like that's his Super Bowl, that he beat the guy in the playoffs.
Right.
He didn't win a Super Bowl, but he beat the A tier guy,
Right.
and that's his Super Bowl.
And y'all try to act like that wasn't the case, and that was definitely the case.
For 1000%. Lamar Jackson, 2-time MVP, a dog, ringless. Josh Allen, 1-time MVP, ringless. Jalen Hurts is the only one who has a ring, and he gets shit on.
And I don't quite understand. I know you shit on him too.
I don't. That's what me and Shane got into a big argument before the season when Cam Newton came out and he didn't drop.
Yeah.
He put the whole talk of Jalen Hurts not being his top 10.
Yeah.
Shane agreed. I've been on the front line saying that I don't think Jalen Hurts is the top 10, right? But I disagreed with Cam Newton because when have we ever went off that metric?
Right.
Any time in history, there has never been a quarterback that's been an all-pro, been to 2 Super Bowls, and blowing the fuck out of the best quarterback in the league, and them not be top 10. That's like saying Eli Manning wasn't a top 10 quarterback after he knocked Tom Brady off.
He was.
Yes, he was.
Yeah, he was.
Yes, he was. He was a top 10 quarterback. You couldn't have argued it. So I'm just saying, by the metric we've played since I've been alive, and it's been off Super Bowl rings, and it's been off that, now everybody's acting like his team and the eye test and all that. And it's like, no, well, that's what I've been saying.
Right.
And that's what I agree. I don't think he's talently top 10. But if we're going off what we've been our entire life, which is accomplishments and accolades, and you can't name 10 better quarterbacks than the person who just blew out Patrick Mahomes and won the Super Bowl MVP.
Right.
How? So that was my argument with Cam. But yeah, I've never been big on Jalen Hurts as a quarterback. I've always thought my Tua was a much better quarterback.
Do you still stand by that today? I got him, guys. I got him.
Yeah, still even injured. Tua's had a bad year. Tua's arms fell off. That's just what that is. But
Like
Jalen Hurts,
permanently, or just for this year?
man, it's tough, man, because Tua's my guy. But just from what I'm seeing, it looks like his arm gave out on him. That's just what I'm seeing. Now, I don't know if it's an injury that's causing that, because that's possible. An injury, he could be playing through an injury that's caused him to say that. But as I'm watching these games all season, really past like week 3 or 4, I've been saying it for in either our group chat or sometimes in my other group chat, my brothers. He don't look like the same player, and it's the zip. Like, I've said a long time, like, Tua's not the reason why we've lost a lot of the games, but he's damn sure ain't the reason why we've won. Like, even the games we've won, he ain't been because of Tua. And he just don't got the, like, it's hard to explain because I'm such an eye test guy that sometimes I don't really.
He's not the
Yeah.
problem or the solution right now.
Right. And so, like I said, I go, eye test is my number one factor for me in any sport. Like, I need to, if I'm watching you first, for you can come to me at all their accolades and I'll watch the game. And I was like, well, I got my determination without your accolades.
Yeah.
And Tua's always been that guy for me. That's why I've always said, I've always supported Stats because he got hated on so much. But, like, I've always been telling people, like, yo, I know what the fuck I'm seeing because I know how to watch football and I know how to evaluate people. And I don't see that same person that I've defended. That's all. That's what I'm going to say. So I would lean towards permanently, man. I'm not going to lie, unless something like he is dealing with. Unless a report comes out and says that he's injured, then I'll say, okay, never mind. Let me give him some grace. I don't know how else to say it because his arm looks dead. He don't have zip on the arm. He don't have no. His drop steps back all wonky. His everything that's it is, bro. He can't extend plays, and I think partially of it is
he said to his drop step is wonky.
but partially is because, like, he has real PTSD about getting hit.
Yeah,
He has, and not only from like the actual concussion, a health way of it, but he said, I watch all these interviews and he said it many times, like, hey, I've hurt my team by being injured. I missed 2 playoff games because I wasn't available to play. And you know how bad that would hurt. Imagine you being the quarterback and the captain of your team and you can't play the biggest game because you fucking got a dumb concussion. Like, that you as a competitor, you need to play in them games.
Right.
And so all season, all he was saying is, like, guys, first and foremost, I need to stay healthy. And you can tell that he used to be able to, like, get out the pocket and, like, and extend a play and, like, do a move, and that's all done. Now it's as soon as
the next severe injury is really career ending for real.
It could, and that's why I'm saying that's in the back of his mind all the time. So the greatness that we've seen beforehand when he was playing loose and playing not afraid, now he has that anchor to him that I can't take another one of these hits.
Right.
I can't. So you don't play with the same freeness, and I can see it on the screen, man. So I think benching him was the right move. And yeah, I like I said, I would, unless we get a report of an injury comes out, or wait till next off season, and maybe the injury never will come out. But, like, I need to see again. I think he will be starting week 1 for us Dolphins, and I'll be able to evaluate him then. And if he comes out looking sharp, I'll say, I think it was an injury. That will be my claim. If he comes out looking dead, I'm saying you'll hear me early in the season saying it's a wrap, guys.
Right. Okay. All right. I got that on record. This is episode 65, and I got that on record. Look at this shit they're trying to sell us.
I don't even know that other guy's name. Is Jalen something?
I love this picture.
That is so crazy, bro.
It's just so petty. Who made this picture? Yeah. Did you see the look at this? This is the show. This is the show right here.
I just saw that the Knicks won that like, bro, I barely seen it. No one gives a fuck about that award. Like, dog, you know what I saw? I saw Josh Hart sticking his damn finger up his ass, and that's what made news. That made news over the thing, bro. Like, did it not? Did you not see way more reports on Josh Hart sticking his finger up Brunson's ass than you saw about who even won it?
Yes.
It was crazy, bro. They need to do away with that fast, bro. I don't think no one likes that.
This one was allegedly successful, by the way.
What? Okay, I'll take your word for it. I didn't feel it,
I'm
or
just
I
saying
didn't.
this is the level of basketball or basketball zeitgeist we're getting in this generation. It's like to where it's like a successful bubble thing that y'all did is like the biggest story is thumb up ass Josh Hart
from a C-level player.
You know what I'm saying? I will say, guys, I will say, I did watch the final game between the Knicks and Spurs, and it was a lit game. It was a lit game, but I didn't want to bother nobody with it. However, the big takeaway, the funny takeaway to me is, did you see the Knicks say that they're not hanging the banner? That's the big story right now.
Nope, I didn't see it, and they shouldn't.
Yep, they shouldn't, because it was a shit show when we did it. But you know, we got forced into that was LeBron and Darvin Ham, you know,
that was and Jeannie Buss
and Jeannie Buss and all them.
That was horrible. That they need to take that down.
I know
it just looks bad for a historical franchise. Now, if if fucking Hornets won it and they hung it up, no one would have a problem. I don't think.
Right.
We'd say, who cares? Let them celebrate their small wins. But like when you're the Lakers or the Knicks or the Celtics or like these historical franchises or the Bulls, Warriors, like you can't, like that is so beneath you.
Yep. It really is. It really is. Yeah. And then you know, you sent me that clip of LeBron talking about him watching the golfer. He don't watch basketball now all of a sudden. What's going on with that?
Bruh, he's trying to make it so known that he's checked out. So then retire.
Now you don't own the NBA. Now you ain't invested in the NBA.
Dog, ain't nobody worried about. Ain't nobody forcing you to play.
Now that it's Mickey Mouse show and we put clown music over you, flipping over chairs, you don't care about the NBA no more.
Yeah, he's literally he's salty right now. Is what that is. That's him being.
He's King Pop Guy.
That's him being mad at the fans and at the media and about everybody. Catch on to your goddamn games.
The whole season has been LeBron being mad about his farewell tour,
and everybody's talked about it.
And everybody knows it.
All the shows, he can't escape that. He can't be mad at one person because everybody said that. So now he's just mad. Now he's I don't pay attention to that, and I don't even know who these guys are. He played good against us, but yeah, I'm the wrong person to ask. I'm watching golf now. It's like, well, go golf. Like I don't go. I mean, what? No one is forcing you to play, dude.
Yeah, it's literally only you. Literally only you. Okay, what is you see? Let me see my sharing. How much time you got?
Shit, I ain't got a text. Yeah.
All right. Wow, it's not sharing.
Mm-hmm.
Can you see the screen?
Let's see. Yes.
Oh my god. Hold on. You can hear it though? You can hear it. Okay. Hold on. Damn, Mike.
I can now.
You can see that?
Mm-hmm.
Don't worry about why.
You see Kyrie push that little robot down?
Yeah, I love that.
That was hilarious.
I love that. Oh my goodness, man. Hold on. Yeah, that was funny. Why didn't you let me share my screen? Can you see that?
Yeah.
There we go.
And Tommy Mottola is a devil. I'm not supposed to say what I'm going to say right now, but I have to let you in on a secret.
Say it.
So, please don't videotape what I'm going to say, okay? Because the companies take advantage of them. They really do. And Sony being being the artist that I am, at Sony, I generated several $1 billion for Sony.
Easy, talk that shit, Mike.
And they really thought that my mind is always on music and dancing and it
like a dancing monkey.
They never thought that this performer myself would outthink them.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we can't let them get away with what they're trying to do because now I'm a free agent. I just owe Sony one more album. It's just a box set, really. It's with 2 new songs, which I've written ages ago. Because every album that I record, I write, like, literally, I'm telling you the truth, I write at least 120 songs every album I do. So I can do the box set and just give them any 2 songs. So I'm leaving Sony a free agent, owning half of Sony. So I own half of Sony's, and I'm leaving them, and they're very angry at me because of it. But I just did good business, you know.
Tell him!
I'll stop it there. Shout out to
I've
Mike.
never seen that clip.
Really?
Yep, Mike talking this shit, man. Mike was really crazy, so ahead of his time, and so like even what he just said really annoyed me because he said, "Guys, we can't let them do this." And guess what? They let him do it. They let him. Everybody, like they literally, it worked, and it drives me crazy. After he told them motherfuckers, "Don't let them do it." I'm telling y'all what's about to happen.
No, that it always sucks for the person that is Mike. You know what I'm saying? Because like we look at it now, like me and you, because we know the story and we know how we're going to perceive Mike. But like he still had to go through that, and it's like you said, it still worked. They still did it.
It still did it.
He
Still
called
did
them
that.
on their shit, and they still did it.
Like he was miserable as fuck his last probably 10, 15 years.
Miserable as fuck.
Dealing with all type of accusations, dealing with all type of bullshit, bro. They put the worst thing you can put on a man on him. And man, yeah. I wish I would have been our age when Mike was going through that shit, because I would have been cussing people the fuck out.
Me too. I'd have been strange. I would have been literally shaking people. Do you not see?
Did you? Literally. Open your fucking eyes.
Yeah, man. Shout out to Mike. But yeah, you know, let's talk about it, man. I said that because of this. I had to remind y'all gonna stop playing with Mike. In New York Post, whatever that page was, I got you.
Look how damn, especially in the Diana Ross one, when he's with
Not that one.
who's he with? He's with Bill Clinton. Yeah, that one. He don't look low key miserable. He don't low key look like he's being forced to like these. He don't low key look like this is like coercion and blackmail.
There was a gun in his back.
It looks like there's a gun in his back, and they're like, "Hey, yo, we're taking this." This was clear. I mean, it's not delusional. My brain. This is clearly blackmail. I mean, you said it forever. That's what the whole operation was to do. And like now we clearly see what's going on, and these sick ass bastards are putting Mike attached to it because what he's accused of, and to make it to.
Bro. It is crazy.
Yeah, I got them, bro. It's really annoying because we don't really hear Mike slander is at a low.
Yeah,
we don't. When we was kids, dog, it was at an all-time high.
All-time high. And don't forget that shit y'all pulled. When was the early 2020s or 29? Y'all tried to
the documentary. They tried. Oprah tried.
Y'all kept trying an assassination attempt on Mike in his grave, bitch.
Bad. And then they got all disproven. All looked like clowns. It backfired on them bad.
Yeah.
And Oprah, I got you for that, bitch.
Yep.
So I don't. Yeah, you're right. They did definitely try to do that. But since really the backfire of that, it's been smooth sailing for Mike. Like, it's been good, right?
But here's my thing. Don't lose your train of thought. What comes out next year?
That movie, the biopic,
which is supposed to be a notch in Mike's favor.
Yeah,
like Mike PR was working. Like, and then here they come. Try to discredit him again. Yeah. Do not put this man. First off, it was already reported. Y'all already did that. Y'all already tried this trick when y'all did the name. Remember with the John Doe's?
They tried Michael, yeah.
Y'all put Mike's name in there.
They put Mike's name. Yeah, yep, sure did.
It was him and Bill Clinton.
Yep, facts.
And everybody else was John Doe, but not Mike and Bill Clinton's.
Right.
Y'all already tried it. Now y'all got the visuals to support it. Cool. We see the move, and this is where me and you have been on here, and we joke about Donald Trump and shit. But Donald Trump, I got you. Yeah, he got his hands on all this. I got you. Don't try to shield your ass. And because you was there and distract us with Michael Jackson. Really? Yep. Michael Jackson's got used more than any celebrity. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's fucked up, bro. And he's literally the one celebrity that like is he's the
Does he
he's
not
the,
look disgusted in this?
he looks yeah, exactly. He don't
Look
even want to be next to that
at
fucking.
Epstein and then look at Mike.
Mm-hmm. We can go to a lot of pictures of Mike smiling.
Exactly.
And he don't look happy to get that picture.
I think
That looks like
he might have recorded "They don't give a fuck about us" after this event.
That's why. And it's funny because I just said something in the group chat. I don't know if you saw it a couple days ago. I'm like, how in the fuck does Epstein have all of these pictures with like who was taking the pictures? Who was like, and it seems that they coerce people to go there for whatever reason.
Yep.
Like I don't think that everybody knew that. Hey, this is just a sex ring thing. It's like I bet some people were told like, "Hey, there's parties here," and like,
yeah, for sure,
and
for sure.
That looks like a hey, quick look, Michael, boom,
Yep.
type flash. You know what I mean? Where he's like, I'm not even supposed to ever seen with that sick ass nasty smile. I don't like none of this shit they got going.
It looks like that, and there's a world where it's not even that fast. It's even more subtle. So Epstein's a financier. That's what he's listed at. Like everybody, like you said, the main point in this really takeaway is like, who's that guy that is making Michael Jackson the secondary story?
Right.
That's the real question. Who's that guy that has pictures with everybody?
It's actually crazy. Like how
you made Mike the second star. Mike ain't the star in this interaction right now.
No.
We're
talking about you.
So who's this guy? And
Epstein's a fucking legend. Like he is a crazy legend.
He's a fucking legend. I mean, not in a good way, guys.
Not a good way, but that's all. Hitler ain't a good legend. I mean, they're legends.
But etched.
They're etched in history.
Etched in history.
Yep.
But yeah, I mean, it could be as simple as, like a lot of these celebrities and high-ranking people, like you said, it's a blackmail operation. So they're told to go meet with this person.
Hey, we got a busy.
And we got it. Mike's team had this all lined out for him.
That could be something simple as the music of the record label saying, "Hey, you need to go meet with him for a music video," and blah blah blah. He's going, and he's like, "Okay, cool. Why wouldn't you? Okay, cool. Sure. I've met a million people doing shit like this. He's a rich guy. Of course, I'll go meet with him. And then, hey, take this picture. Boom. And now 20 years later, here it is.
And they send these to you.
Right. They send and say, hey.
Just like in Eyes Wide Shut, they wrote them that little letter like, we're watching you. You think you're wondering what's going on. We're watching you. Here's a little picture to let you know we got you. We got you. You're in a picture with a little, pedophile. So, we can ruin you anytime we want. So you do what we say. That's how this blackmail works. It's a control thing. Yep. And it to me, it looks like it. So thanks for releasing this, I guess. I mean, he looks miserable here.
He looks horrible, bro.
It's one of those where he's like looking at the real camera, which is like the simulation, saying like, why am I in it? Why am I in this? And then here's the camera here taking him zone out.
And she looks too happy.
Don't do it on this stream.
I'm just saying. She don't? Happy? She looks as happy as Bill. Bill, and I love that picture of Bill laying back in the pool relaxing.
Oh, man, they're trying to get Bill. But Bill, you nasty. Bill was easy. He was easy money for everything.
And that's why Bill's fucked up right now, man. I feel for Bill because he's like, what the fuck are you motherfuckers that was with me? I'm the only one who's there? Okay.
Real shit. Bill's like, okay, so nobody's going to speak up.
Rumors of me getting my dick sucked by Trump. Right. Okay. All these pictures. This is crazy.
It really is crazy. It really is crazy. And another little sick thing they did. Now, okay, let's have this little pop out with the people out there. So there's 3 kids blacked out here. So, the problem with the blackout is that it's listed on the DOJ that the law states that they were only supposed to redact victims and victims or people in compromising positions or anything like that. Those things are going to be blacked out, obviously, right? Mm-hmm. They blacking out their kids is crazy because it makes it seem like they're in a room
with other people, with victims. Nasty people, with victims, right?
With victims. That is not the case. You know what I'm saying? Now there are some people saying that they did just black out kids in these, which is like, okay, I might give y'all a pass in that. You can black out all kids. You know what I'm saying? Because if you're a kid,
you might not want to be seen with these people.
You don't want this on this high profile case. I mean, this will follow you for the rest of your life. Oh, you're the kid that was in the Epstein fucking
for sure.
So I get it, but they just trying all these nasty tricks. I mean, and then the joke, while we're just here, the joke of them just like redacting the whole thing after we predicted that's what, I mean, that was the troll. We were joking about this for months that they were just going to do that.
Yeah, I mean, they end up, I said that they weren't releasing nothing, and then they like released it, and I was like, I'm still not releasing, I'm still not believing, and still not listening, and then they released it, and everything just redacted. Everything is blurred out, and everything is just like, okay, so yeah.
It's really crazy.
I just saw 16 pictures just completely vanished with some with Trump in them, and they just I mean, that's what did we think, guys? I mean, they said here's Bill Clinton and Mike.
Yep, y'all have fun.
Look how many Bill Clinton. It's like if I'm Bill Clinton, I'm telling you, he must have did something to them. If I'm Bill Clinton, I got them so bad. I would go on a tell off on Bill Clinton. You wouldn't.
This is Donald Trump written all over. He's been at war with Bill Clinton.
If I'm Bill Clinton, I'm going out here and say, "Yup, I was there." And guess what?
Guess what I seen?
I'm releasing a mini series.
Vlad TV. Guess who I seen there?
I'm having a Netflix documentary. Is what I'm doing.
Real shit.
I swear, bro. Y'all are not throwing me under the bus like I'm the. Yeah, fucking right. Yeah, right. I'm bringing the ship down.
Me too. Real, and I'm telling way crazier stories.
Oh, dude, about everybody. There ain't a motherfucker that's left off the list.
Yeah, Donald, I got you. Don't even worry about it. Yeah, that I would definitely be on that. But
look at him relaxing in the pool like that.
Yeah, that's that bullshit right there.
That's bullshit right there.
That's that bullshit. And you know, the scary thing with these little blackmail operations that they're running is like, it's the times where they send you a picture, and you know, this was alleged in the Diddy thing, right? And this is why it's all connected. But they would send you a picture of something that you don't remember. That would fuck you up, Hunter.
That never did. That would make me scared bad. I'm like, they drugged me and I'm all fuck. What the fuck?
Like, bro, they got a video of me of something, and I'm watching the video of me like clowning. That's how they do these people, bro. These people be unconscious sometimes. These people be outside of their fucking rabbit ass minds, and they make them do compromising things. You know how sick that is?
Yep, it's fucked up. You need to show the Dalai Lama.
I don't got him, bro. I don't got him, but I got him, bro.
Cause I know me and you. That remember like 5 years ago, what was he doing with that little boy kissing him in his mouth and shit?
Kissing kids in the mouth and all that shit.
Listen, that ain't cool. I don't give a fuck who you are.
Yeah. And I don't even.
The way he was kissing kids in the mouth. I don't even kiss my son on the mouth like that. He was like kissing them, dog.
Yeah.
Not pecks and shit, but kissing them and like, man, I'm sitting on their lap and all type of weird shit.
That's that old guard. That's that old period of time where they used to do. That's that weird shit, man.
Yeah, people like to think that, and they're wrong. I'm preferencing it as they are disgusting and wrong, but people are acting like the West isn't a new thing. And that our beliefs, dog. There's still so many tribes out there. I watch a whole bunch of crazy shows. There's tribes for you to become a man at 11 years old, you get raped, and by men, like there's crazy shit that humans think about, and he's a part of that ilk.
Yeah.
Of the nasty. I mean, like I said, it just people are crazy, bro. Us human beings, species, are nasty.
Yep.
Period.
It just really comes down to we talk about it every time we stream, but there's just a conversation that us on the West are going to have, and everybody in the world is going to have is like, bro, a lot of our written history involves what we deem as pedophilia today.
Yeah, the top dogs, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, just all throughout. It was normal.
Oh, you mean like Elvis and like all that? Yeah.
I'm talking further back with the prophet.
Edgar Allan Poe. All of it.
Talking 1,000 years. I'm
all
talking
of
religious, biblical shit. It's like
all of it.
Until we can establish, until we can get past that, And I want to say this. That one of the arguments for Western Hemisphere, like Europe and shit, is like, their argument is like, hey, dog, we kind of got a lot of people out of those dark ages. It's called dark ages, Yeah. And now I got some disagreement with that, but a lot of people on that side make the case that slavery and all this different shit was going on in other cultures as well. And
pick up a Bible, man.
Yeah, and a lot of nations on the West ended certain slavery. I'm not even talking about the transatlantic slave. I'm talking about the Arab slave trade that people don't want to talk about. The shit, man. that shit was going on all the way until the early 1900s. You know what I'm
Dog,
saying?
being slaves has been a thing since humans existed.
Yeah. Now I will say I want to clarify something that you're saying, and maybe you don't know, but a lot of like religious texts when it's slavery and stuff like that.
That means they weren't talking about our slaves. That's working. That was they'd
Yeah.
be workers.
It was
Yeah, I
called
understand that.
work. Yeah.
I'm definitely understand that. The word slave back then, that's what that meant. It didn't mean what it means now.
Right.
But I'm talking about even the sense of what we know as slavery has been around since Spartacus days. Spent
Oh yeah.
since I mean, there hasn't been
Oh,
a era.
a prisoner of war that's been around for forever.
Well,
Like dog, we
go,
would trade. They used to trade slaves and different
yeah,
shit like that. You know.
yeah.
So, my whole point is that I think this all really stems down to. I mean, kind of. I don't want to say new beliefs because that kind of like lets them off the hook. It kind of lets them off the hook. I'm not normalizing any of their behaviors or agreeing with it. I'm just saying, this being like the black eye that hangs over the world's head right now is kind of fucking bizarre.
Yeah. Yeah. It sure is.
It's really annoying. It's like, dude. And then, Trump, dog, we will give you your Nobel Peace Prize. Because that's all Trump. That's what this is all about with Trump. Well, I don't know. We've changed our stance along the way. I really don't even know to this point. Man, remember early on before he was elected, we would talk about the Epstein list. We're like, you think he's on? We would have that whole conversation. He do move like he's on the mother. It does kind of seem like
Definitely.
Like, nigga, you might really be implicated for real.
Yeah.
Like in a nasty way.
Yeah.
Just the way he's been moving. He did a really good job during his campaign to make it seem like, yes, he was a part of it or whatever, but like not to that manner and it's a hoax and all this stuff. But like the more and more, like, dude, you couldn't make this more obvious unless you guys are trying to distract us from something. I don't know. But redacting the whole thing in the manner that you're doing it is so like obvious. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You got to make
I agree.
it way less obvious. And it's really the biggest cover up. I tell you guys this. It's really the biggest modern covering up. I mean, I know a lot of people say this is going to be the JFK thing, but the JFK thing, while it's crazy, murdering a president, I cannot understate that. But when we're comparing that to a global network ring, a sexual pedophile global network ring, where we're talking about all these celebrities and elite people and presidents and kings and queens of nations. Come on, JFK pales in comparison. I'm sorry, I don't want to be insensitive, but like, y'all, we are talking about high stakes shit here now. We're talking about collapsing governments here all across the globe. And
this is just like 9/11 times 10.
By a lot. The 9/11 and the JFK things, those are not connected. Those are called psyops. Those are just like one event that does change the ripple of history. It does change certain things, but this is a network. It's like what we've seen with hip hop with the RICO charge. You know what I'm saying? Where it's taking down whole different organizations. That's what we're talking about with this. So the fact that the fact that they're playing with this like this, to me, is really the craziest part of it all. Is that I sit here every day and I'm just like, man, this is really, really crazy how we've come here. And they make us okay with being here. And I know it's hard, we live our everyday life. We got jobs, we got kids, we got families, we got all these different things. But like, I just want everybody to know we exist in the part of the timeline right now where we're talking about a government full of, sexual pedophiles that have done these things and participated in human and sex trafficking.
Are they supposed to release more photos, or is this it?
They're supposed to release more. So it's 3 gigabytes apparently, and we've only got like 0.83 gigabytes. They released, I think, 3,000 pages. There's over like 33,000 pages or some shit like that.
Okay.
So this is just, and they just completely disregarded the law. They just said, nope.
Right.
No, this was voted for. This was signed and passed.
And this is what we're going to give y'all.
But they said no. They say no. They said no.
They just went through the stipulations of why they can get it redacted. They did the next best thing.
Yep. It's really crazy. It's really, really crazy. And I mean, and the next conversation, like I said earlier, is just really about where is he at? I mean, this guy, like, that's to me the biggest. Well, it's not the biggest. It should be the biggest, but it's just really crazy, man. Because Hunter, I don't know. So here's the thing that's going on in the news. The question right now, like I said, is who is Jeffrey Epstein? We all know what he's done. Everybody in the news, like mainstream media, has accepted what he's done, right?
Right.
The question is, who does he represent? Who is he? What was he sent to do, and by who? Okay. So here you got Jeffrey Epstein, and we know with the release of this list, we've seen more and more stuff that we know he's a confirmed intelligence agent. We don't know if he's CIA. We don't know if he's China. We don't know if he's Russia, and we don't know if he's Israel. So that's the next conversation. He is intelligence. He is an agent, but from who? Right? So with the release of this list, more and more we find out, which we know who he works for. But, where's the IDF shirt? I don't think I have it up. In this release, so that green shirt that he has on is an Israel Defense IDF shirt. You know what I'm saying? And then another picture that they released is just a folded up version of that hoodie, and you can see it more clear because this one is blurry like it is, but you can see the other one, and it says IDF, Israel Defense Force. And so we know, he's worked on half of the Israeli government. And so the next thing is like, this obsession our politicians and world leaders and stuff have with their allegiance to Israel. Like what, why, and what? So that's how this whole thing kind of ties into, the war going on in Israel and Gaza and stuff like that. Like I keep saying, this is the key to unlocking all of that whole mystery,
Of when we find out confirmed who it is.
When we find out confirmed who it is, and I think we.
Do you think that it will change? Do you think that I was about to say? I think a lot of people assume, and I think that their assumptions are right. But do you think that it will really that'll be the final nail in the coffin, or do you think that'll just be like, okay, we know now. Like now, what? Who cares? It's harder for me to believe that it comes out and everybody's like, oh my god! Like they get out of shit time and time again.
Okay, I don't have this video queued up, but damn it, I really wish I was prepared for that question. It's a good question, and I fear the answer. And I've said on this stream before that it was written like it's biblical prophecy. And I know all the Bible thumpers, y'all can just leave now, but I'm just telling you guys there's a YouTube video out there that I'll probably try to share in the links or something. And it's a neutral thing. It isn't like an extremist thing. But he goes over biblical prophecy. It's like an animated video. But anyways, it talks about Magog and all this stuff in this portion of the Bible, and that there's a point where the nations turn their back, like Israel gets invaded by its enemies, and the powerful nations that's supposed to be allied with Israel turns their back on Israel. I've told you this before, right? That I think somewhere down the line, America is going to turn their back on Israel. Israel gets attacked, right? So my whole point in saying that is,
you think it's a possibility that we could turn it back?
Boom. We can eventually get to the point. This is the collapse of our ties and our connection, because that's really the big story going on in the world today. That's the number one story going on, is America's like, undying allegiance to Israel. Everybody's like, the people of America is just like America first, all the power, everybody's America first. Like, why do we keep,
For sure.
So that's the big conversation going on. And if a pedophile thing comes out and, we could confirm he's an IDF, Israel intelligence agent, and he was the one actually blackmailing our politicians to do that shit, making them, this could be that,
It could be the final straw.
It could be the final straw. I don't think it will be. I don't know. I don't really think
it definitely, if this, what should happen is it should be a no fucking brainer.
It should be a no brainer. That's
right.
Really
but but I'm leaning towards it doesn't.
Yeah, I'm
leaning toward that we find that out, and most people say, "Damn, that's crazy."
But I really don't even understand what that means or what.
I think 95% of people don't even know what that means anyway.
Yeah, you're exactly right about that.
So they might say, "Damn, that's crazy." Why? They'll probably say, "Why are they doing that?"
Yeah, I don't get it.
I don't even understand why. So he's okay. So what's that mean? And Now, what could happen is, I've seen a little bit of people in who actually do hold some powerful positions in politics that have
Well,
also been open about like, no, we're done.
yeah,
So it could lead like it could turn a few more politicians, which could make that change.
that's where I lean into. That
Yeah,
it's
that could
not.
happen for
Yeah,
sure.
I think it's more so going to be through diplomatic, like the power structure.
Yeah, that could happen.
Yeah, because now everybody talks about this as well. Like now, the number one question that like if a politician, a Senate member, a Congress member, a president goes onto the podcast, they're going to be asked this Israel question blatantly and
Mhm.
openly. Like, so what's
Can't
your
get
allegiance
around
to
it.
Israel? Do you got APAC money?
Hmm.
Is APAC supporting you?
Yeah.
So there's a lot of politicians and a lot of Congress people and stuff like that that's not taking APAC money no more. You know what I'm saying? They're
Hmm.
done with the Jewish lobby. And guys, I'm just saying what it is. That's what's going on. That's in the news. So I think through those kind of ways, we could see that, but I don't know. I mean, you did see I know you had to see the clip of the Donald Trump giving his State of the Union speech or whatever, and them saying, can't remember, it was a dude next to him saying that he was the most Jewish president of our lifetime.
I didn't see that.
Oh man, I got it queued up, but long story short, the point is that it does seem like it's like a now or never. They got to go right now, and it's kind of crazy because Trump he duped us all. He duped us all, Mister Deep State himself, Mister Deep State drained the swamp, a part of the
Yeah,
swamp the whole time.
Mister, I'm not no wars. And he got us out of that war. That Iran Israel for now,
Now,
but like if it's for now, and it's like, boy, you caused it, so I don't give you a pound on the back for something you did that we didn't want you to fucking do.
and
So
there's a report out
there's
today.
Venezuela right now.
Yeah,
He's doing a lot of type shit that he did not say. I mean, yeah, which is why I don't vote.
yeah. I mean, you're exactly right. He's doing a lot of shit he didn't say. I mean, but then I don't want to let his supporters and shit off the hook either. He is doing a lot of shit that he did say too, in a bad way.
1000%.
In a bad
Yeah.
way. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? That's the thing. And that's the whole other people's point of view is like, they were saying, why are y'all about to let this man get a second chance?
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes he does do what he says. He is a liar, but he do be doing shit that he said. He is, I really have to say, we haven't lived under no more of a dictator in our lifetime. I know there's a whole debate on if he's a dictator or not, but like, there's the whole no kings protest. And it's like, no, he's not really a king, but like,
He moves like one.
he's definitely
He
trying to
talks
be
like
one.
one.
He's definitely trying to do that.
Yeah. You know what, man? Go ahead and cut that check, Mr. Donald Trump. Cut that $2,000.
Shit.
Cut them checks off, man. We might forget about some shit.
Real shit, man. Cut that check. But it needs to be more than $2,000.
Maybe it's $5,000.
Yeah. You can do a little bit better and more than $2,000.
Right, with the tariff money.
Yeah, and we could be all right. But
Yep.
any closing remarks for you?
I don't think so.
Let me see. Hold on. There's something else I might have had you for. Oh, let's react to this clip real quick. Oh shit, hold on. They can't see the screen. Where's it at? All right, can you see that?
Yeah.
The fear that I have for myself that I need you to protect me from is co-option. My voice has become more powerful than I intended it to be. And I cannot let these niggas do me like Charlie Kirk, or even worse than that. What if these niggas trip me up somehow, co-opt me, and then make me say the things that they want me to say? Well, we can't have that. So, just in case, we need a code. It's gotta be something that I can say so that if I say it, you know that these niggas got me. And don't listen to nothing that I say after I say those words. But don't tell anybody what it is, but it's got to be something that, you know what I mean, that I would never say. Oh, I know what the code is. The code word is, I stand with Israel. Thank you very much, and good night.
Yeah, he's just when he does shit like that, it's just a goat. What do you mean? Just the way his presence, the way he sets it up, flip the mic. It's just like I'm the best.
Sets it up perfectly.
Yeah, he does. He's the goat with that shit, man. He really is. That's funny. That's hilarious. And I love how he can joke. Like he's just genius, bro. How he jokes about he be
Serious.
dead serious,
Dead serious.
but like it makes it fun. He's crazy, man. Because it's almost like his past like 6 or 7 specials. Like he wouldn't even be aiming for comedy. It's just he's funny,
He's
and his shit just be his message. That Saturday night SNL monologue was brilliant as fuck.
it really was, man. It really
And he did have me weak in that, but his he just adds comedy effects to serious shit
serious stories, man. And he's
and
a great storyteller. He's a great
great storyteller.
I
Yeah,
mean, amazing storyteller. But yeah, shout out to Dave for that. And
shout out Dave, man. Some of our best nights was with Dave.
yeah, for sure, for sure. And you have to watch this, man. He
Oh,
finally,
I'm gonna watch it probably tonight.
yeah, he talks about Yellow Springs, bro. It's gonna have you weak as he's gonna have you weak as fuck, bro. And I just want to say, getting off of Dave, is that I love that ending monologue. It's called a failsafe, guys. It's called a failsafe, and I'm gonna do one right now before we get off here too. That if anything happens to me, we need to come up with a code word for me as well. And if you guys see me saying I stand with Israel, that is the code word. And don't listen to anything I have to say after that.
Yeah, that's gold.
That is gold. That's
That's
gold.
great.
I love that failsafe. I love that failsafe. All right.
Yeah.
Anything else for you?
Nope. NFL Sunday, man. Football season flew by. We only got a few more.
Who's the
Night game.
Yeah, who's the night game?
Patriots Ravens. Good game.
Oh, that's actually a good game. Are the Ravens out of it?
No, they're not out of it. They're fine. They got to win out. So it's a good game.
Oh, that's a real good game.
And Ravens is home. And yeah, I'm about to turn on the Bengals and Dolphins. Who cares Super Bowl? And see what our rookie quarterback can do without Tua. So
that is funny. All right.
yeah, man.
I'll catch up with you later. Thanks for tuning in. Everybody go follow him at the Hummer Review and also
Yeah, we can still do a real quick somewhere soon at the end of the year review she was talking about of just I'll hop on for that for just movies, just news. Real quick, I was just thinking about how this year feels like the fastest year ever, but in other regards, it seems like certain stuff that happened at the top of the year, like the Iran and Israel theme, like 5 years ago, and so
the fire.
the fight, all that seems very like 3-4 years ago. But in other terms, it literally seems like this is the fastest year of my life. So
I agree.
yeah, so yeah, we can definitely talk about that.
Yeah, we'll definitely get something together, guys, and come up for our year-end review. Where we will cover all those things and we will help with that timeline for everybody. So yeah, shout out to the Hummer Review and Books with Bros Books with Bros over on TikTok. Go follow.
Yep. All right, peace.
All right, peace. All right. Shout out to Hunter in the chat or coming on the stream. Anything that anybody wants to talk about? I still got a little bit of time. Anything on anybody's chest, I can freestyle. We can talk more about this Dave thing. I didn't touch on the 21 Savage and the whole street shit thing going on. Damn, sorry, I just got distracted. Yeah, let me touch on that 21 Savage thing. Or before I touch on that, let me actually say, have you guys noticed this this whole wave of rebranding Ryan Garcia? I mean, there's the whole Aiden Ross situation with Puka and all that shit too. Like this whole streamer shit has really gone off the rails. And I know they're the new like the little brothers on the block and shit like that. And shame on you rappers out there who did not have enough wherewithal and decency and patience without shaking your ass for a little bit of dollars to hold off and wait off on the whole streamer wave. You know what I'm saying? Now streaming is listen, I'm streaming now, you know what I'm saying? But this whole idea where they become the tastemakers, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? I can't be no tastemaker when it comes to what's going on in hip hop. You know, I sit in my damn house and I read and I watch films and look into documentaries and different shit like that. You know, now I do love some hip hop and shit like that, but I'm not out on the streets every day. I'm not living that life. I'm not in that vicinity. I'm not going to studios. I'm not hanging out with rappers. I'm not doing this whole thing. So I'm not even going corner to corner listening to people rap or anything like that. Not in writing sessions, nothing like that. So it's just this whole era that we was in where we were making the streamers like the tastemakers for this shit. It was fucking bizarre. But anyways, Ryan Garcia, all just last year was, either allegedly he was on drugs, some sort of coke, he was on coke or something. He was on some sort of drug. Remember he was saying all this crazy shit about sex trafficking and pedophilia and Diddy, and then he was saying the N-word all the time and saying fuck black people and black women are monkeys and all these different things that he was doing last year or 2 years ago. I think it was last year. And then now he's like getting this nice little rebrand with Krishan, and like I just don't know if people see it how I see it. You know what I'm saying? And then you got Aiden Ross, who, man, Drake, you gotta get these little niggas out of here. That's what it comes down to. And then you got, I said to you guys last time, you guys really clearly wasn't getting the messages on Watch the Party Die or any of those tracks there. You guys really didn't get the nice core crux meaning of these things because we're seeing that manifest itself in real time. You know what I'm saying? We're seeing the party die. You got 21 Savage along with a slew of other alleged street rappers like Lil Durk and Young Thug, Lil Baby, all these different, mainly Atlanta rappers, but even outside of the Atlanta scope is broadened. Talk about, hashtag fuck the streets. And it's really all a part of 21 Savage rollout. You see what the thing that you guys are forgetting is that these labels went through a reconstruction and they decided not to spend so much money for promo up front. And they wanted to do like 2-week lead out promos afterwards, so you would drop, they would spend a little money up front to promote you. And then after you drop, they would spend another couple weeks or see how it's going. And then they'll put more money behind you. It's this new kind of way that the labels are working. It's like post promo, and that's what we're seeing with 21 Savage. This whole idea of all of them collectively posting or tweeting, "Oh, fuck the street" simultaneously. It's all paid. It's all bought and paid for by the label. It's all a part of this whole 21 Savage rollout and idea. So now the reason why I say that is because the sales went from early this week, it was projected, and it was a whole talking point that 21 Savage was going to, just sell 55,000 records, right? Which was a big drop off from his previous couple records where he's high in the 3-figure range, so it seemed to be a big drop off, and it just kind of contributed to this whole narrative out there that street rap is dead and the Atlanta scene is dead, which it is, and my whole point is that you guys just aren't seeing with the microscope, you guys just aren't seeing this real good with a microscope. And you guys got to be able to see it with a microscope because there was somebody out there last year telling everybody to watch the party die and that the industry will be cooked as they pick the carcass apart. And there's people out there that think that Drake is winning the war. He lost the battle, but he won the war. Well, it seems like Kendrick has a reversal for every little thing that Drake has tried. So I even think that a lot of this has delayed the release of Iceman. We were supposed to get Iceman at some point this year, and it keeps being pushed back. I mean, we know the pending lawsuit that got thrown out. That was an L on Drake's table. And then he's contesting that and all this, appealing it and all this different shit. And then there's a recess in between. So we're getting a big delay with Iceman. And I think as time progresses, more and more, if he's not careful and if he doesn't have the correct team or the correct promotion, this can build too much anticipation for Iceman, and then it really won't deliver. Now it's just raising the stakes for Mr. Aubrey Graham. If he's able to deliver with the highest of high stakes, that will be good with him. But I think it's also leaving room for him to flop harder than ever before. The more and more you build that anticipation, I mean, you got to think. You got Andre 3000, who I think has suffered from this. Even Kendrick said he had writer's block, and a lot of it between 20, the release of Damn and Mr. Morale, which was a 5-year period, stemmed from writer's block. And then you get, I think A$AP Rocky's dealing with this, with the whole Don't Be Dumb delays and shit like that. Because Frank Ocean as well, another person, D'Angelo dealt with this, man. Like the more and more you get away from streaming or dropping the album or writing this or doing this job, it becomes a whole thing in your head of, can you do it? Or, you know, or the expectations begin to get too big. So Drake has to be careful from falling into that trap. And I think it will suit him to either do a surprise drop or to drop it sooner rather than later, because the longer and longer it takes, the more and more the story wraps up with the court and all this different shit, it becomes too big of a project and then you're not able to meet those expectations. So that's really my take. But this whole 21 Savage fucks the streets thing, guys, I told y'all, they stopped. This is all about this. The NBA, I mean, not the NBA, the hip hop, they call it the hip hop task force, who did, Mr. Dave Chappelle talked about on the special yesterday. Shout out to Dave Chappelle. He talked about this CIA task force, or this Fed or hip. There's something, some people call it the CIA, hip hop CIA, the hip hop task force, where it's these FBI agents, some sort of agents that follows hip hops around. They're recording everything. Dave Chappelle literally talked about this in the special. He said he can remember going to a Diddy concert and shit like that. He always felt like it was surveilled and they seen shit, and there was always this presence there of agents, federal agents and shit like that. So my whole point is that this whole shit is controlled by that. So they decide what stays and what goes. That's why this whole RICO thing that you guys are dealing with the Atlanta thing, dog, they were all interconnected. This is all interconnected. We knew, we were telling people early on that it was a RICO that they were setting up. We literally told everybody to play early on. Man, they're hitting Atlanta with a RICO. This is a whole RICO thing. They're giving y'all they gave y'all the industry for that little bit of period of time, let y'all do y'all's doo-wop and do all these gangs and shit like that. I mean, it was the easiest okadoke in the game. So to see everybody try to go on this whole fuck the streets thing, like, dude, the streets been done. Y'all been compromised. And then you got these street people out there in the city, you know, like just blowing me, acting like there's still street code out here. Like, dog, that's been done. The streets have been cooked for forever, man. Like, literally, what are y'all talking about? What the fuck are y'all talking about? It is so rare to run into authentic streets people that still keeping the original G codes and keeping it gangster and still educating the people and still looking out. Hey, listen, ICE is on the streets in Springfield right now as we speak. You know what I'm saying? So right now, the street guys should be really forming a coalition and getting together a game plan for their hoods. You know what I'm saying? That's what real street code is. That's what niggas in the streets really used to be about and used to be on. You know what I'm saying? This whole idea that all the destruction and all the chaos and shit like that we've seen in the streets over the last, you know, half a century and shit like that. If you don't think that is coordinated and orchestrated, I don't know what to tell you guys. You know what I'm saying? You guys got to even look through, you know, some of early American history with, you know, the Gambino, you know, the 5 crime families and also the mob, you know what I'm saying? And how, you know, early American history, we used them to negotiate wars and different shit going on in Cuba and all these different things. We used the crime families and the mob families and stuff like that. They were interconnected with geopolitics and politics all in American culture. The streets was, right? So if you guys think that this whole we guys got to remember there's a whole, you know, not Marlowe's hierarchy, but there's a hierarchy out there on how to run or control a certain amount of people. There's a whole hierarchy. It's, you know, streets and the neighborhoods, communities, state, you know, politics, religion. And there's these big blocks on the pyramid thing that shows a hierarchy on how to control and maintain power, right? Streets falls underneath all that. They've been had the streets on lock. So this whole idea that rappers are all getting together and talking about fuck the streets, duh. You don't say. One of the earliest goals and dreams that street hustlers should be preaching into the mind of the children and stuff like that is to not be a part of the streets. Why do you think that is? Or if you're in the streets, the earliest thing that, the game is to try to find a way to make it out as early as you can with the most money and the most, set up for success position you could be in. That's the name of the game in the streets, is to get out of the streets. You know what I'm saying? To clean up your money and shit like that. So fuck the streets. You know what I'm saying? It's all, to me, rudimentary. It's all but on the other end, to me, the main takeaway for me is that it's all orchestrated. This all seems like promo. It all seems it all seems organized. It all seems weird. And then, like I said, there's a guy on the polar opposite of this that told you guys that this was coming down the pipeline. I don't think that we should undercard and understate one of Kendrick's first jabs that I think he really set up good and brilliantly, a little angle that he could have took it in if he wanted to, was when he alluded to the Gunna thing in Euphoria. Think about that. He was the one to say that in Euphoria. I know some shit about niggas that make Gunna want to look like a saint. You know what I'm saying? This was Gunna wasn't fully on his retribution mode. Gunna has gotten his retribution now, but I think Kendrick was setting that angle up to let Drake know that, because Drake was heavily tied in with Atlanta and this whole Rico shit too, if we want to, really keep it above. And to let Drake know, like, oh, we can go down that rabbit hole, we can go down that angle, and we could talk about some of the shit going on there, right? So I just think this whole guys, we're gonna get. I'll close with this. We're gonna get. I've said this early on. Some point soon, we're gonna get an Atlanta and West Coast standoff. It's a coming. I think it's gonna be with the resurgence of Iceman. I think Drake is gonna try to count on. I think his saving grace may be a future feature. If he can get Future on the line somehow and mend the relationship with him and Esco, it will give him some joke. It will give Drake the proper joke that he needs to have some sort of resurgence. So I could see a West Coast and Atlanta standoff coming very, very soon. That's really my take. I don't have much more on there. Anything else? Let me go to my timeline and see if there's anything else I wanted to talk shit about. I don't want to cover this. Oh, guys, I do want to say that I will be back tomorrow. I will be back on tomorrow. We're going to have a strictly Epstein littered and centered episode. So I just want to, say that because I think it's the biggest thing going on right now. And I want to kind of break down and go through different files and different things step by step. I still have not dedicated an episode to that. We want to talk about Lex Wessner. We want to talk about Mr. Winnie the Pooh himself. We want to talk about King Charles. We want to talk about the birthday book. We want to talk about the Epstein statues that popped up. We want to talk about Epstein's connections to the Rothschilds. We want to talk about the victims of the Epstein list, Virginia Jeffries being the one who lost her life, and how the coverage of and the lack thereof, or the patsies that they are, because I don't know, there's a whole bunch to talk about. We want to talk about how it connects to Mr. Netanyahu. We want to talk about how it connects to these two. We want to talk about Jeffrey Epstein's connections to the Talmud. Those are the books of the Talmud behind them. And, you guys got to do some Talmudic research on what the Talmud states and how they feel and why Jewish supremacy may be a thing, right? We want to talk more about this Michael Jackson connection and angle. We definitely want to talk about Jeffrey Epstein's connections to some sort of intelligence and what that means and what that implicates. We want to talk about his connections to powerful figures like Bill Gates, and also even powerful figures like Sam Altman and Elon Musk and Peter Thiel. How is this one man connected to all these powerful people? Who knows? But we will talk about all that tomorrow in our Eyes Wide Shut rendition. Jeffrey Epstein style. I do want to go ahead and close. And I want to say thanks everybody for tuning in, and definitely thanks to Hunter for tuning in and tapping in. Good conversations we had and shit like that as well. You guys know the routine. Please like and subscribe. Follow me over on TikTok too, where we're getting a lot of traction and ground. Where they're trying to blacklist me and get me all off of the platform because I'm tearing their ass up every step of the way. But yeah, I definitely want to say appreciation to everybody for tuning in. And I got to get off here and go to the gym and then watch some football. Let's go. But I want to close with some positivity.
Paralysis is a gift because it is literally the gateway to astral projection. Once you embrace the fact that, like, you know what I'm saying, you can't move or whatever, once you don't psych yourself out, you remain calm, you know what's the next level? You literally move out your body. You literally move out your body. You know what I'm saying? It's like the government definitely don't want us to know that. Like, they don't, like, the government actually classifies astral projection as remote viewing. Once you're able to, like, in this realm, like, you see how we're all up and we're awake? You see how we walked into this building? Now that our consciousness is familiar with this space, we can revisit it as a ghost or as a spirit through astral projection. Bro, I don't know about y'all, but I'm able to fly off my balcony as often as I want to and, like, go explore the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've done it a few times, and it's like a muscle. The more you practice it, the stronger you get. So to all the kids out there, don't be afraid of sleep paralysis. If you're having that, you're actually gifted. Sleep paralysis is a gift because